It's a good question. What I'm understanding the question is, does Medicaid have a right to, if the recipient passes away within 3 years of the funding of the trust, you know, where money is actually put into the trust? It all depends on where the money came from, whether Medicaid has a right to the money. There is no time limit on that right. It all just depends on where the money came from. If the money already belongs to the Medicaid recipient, they always have a right to recover against it. There's no 3-year look-back period, there's no 5-year, it's forever. If the money never belonged to the Medicaid recipient, it was your money and you're leaving it behind for them, Medicaid never has a right to that money, at least so far. Laws can change, you know, budgets are tight, but they will have a very hard time overcoming that because that follows property law. And property law, the history of property law in Georgia, in the United States, goes way back to England while we were still a colony. Property law, and that's one of the fundamental rights of a U.S. citizen, is the right to own property and to determine what happens to that property. So for them to come back and say, okay, now we're going to take your property because we provided benefit to this person over here, they're going to have a real constitutional problem trying to make that argument. So that's one of those things that will probably always be a winning argument if the money never belonged to the Medicaid recipient. And so if it's your money, you get to do with it whatever you want. If you want to put it in a trust and put all kinds of rules around it, you can do so.